What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our college football channel. We continue with our 2023 schedule preview and projected record series. Cal is up next, coming off of a disappointing season last year, 4-8. A team that I thought would be a little bit better last year, but no, they were not very good. And this year, I don't know if you can expect them to be much better. And they have a really tough schedule. We will get into it here. They start on September 2nd. With a road game at North Texas. Then they'll play Auburn at home on the 9th, Idaho at home on the 16th. Then they go on the road to face Washington on the 23rd. Close out the month of September with a home game against Arizona State. Then into the month of October, they will play Oregon State on the 7th. Then it's on the road at Utah. Next week, actually get a bye week after Utah. But then after that, they play USC at home. Then it's Oregon on the road. And then they'll play Washington State on the 11th, Stanford on the 18th on the road, and UCLA on the road on the 25th. So they're going to play the top 6 teams in the Pac-12. I mean, look at this schedule. They get Washington, Utah, USC, and Oregon, who I think are the top 4 teams in the Pac-12. And then right behind them, you've got Oregon State and UCLA, also going to be good teams. So they play all 6 of those teams. They've got Utah. Well, look at this. Oregon State, Utah, USC, and Oregon all in a row. They do get a bye week between Utah and USC, but still, that is brutal. I mean, this is a really tough schedule. You've got an Auburn team that maybe you would have wanted to play last year. Maybe they could have beat them last year, but this year I think that's going to be a tougher matchup with Hugh Freeze and just this Auburn team overall getting better this year. This is a very tough schedule. It doesn't set up for them to have a great year this year. We'll get to the projection here. This is the scale that we use. If it's a 50-50 game, it'll be in the white, less than 20 over 80. Those are games where I think the spread will be 20 or more points, 20 to 29, 71 to 80. Those are games where I think the spread will be double digits, and then 30 to 39, 61 to 70, games where I think the spread will be about a touchdown, 6, 7, 8 points in that range. So Idaho's the one easy win. I think you can pretty much guarantee Cal gets the win in that one. They should roll. And then North Texas, I think Cal will be favored by a couple of touchdowns. It is on the road. It's against a decent group of 5 team, but Cal should still be the better team, and you would expect them to take care of business in this game. And so both of those games will be counted as wins when we do the projection. All right, 4 games that I think you can pretty much guarantee to be losses: Washington, Utah, USC, and Oregon. Really just don't see Cal having any shot in any of these games. 3 of them are on the road. It kind of works out, though. You'd rather play these games on the road, so then maybe you can pull off a big upset against Oregon State or Washington State. So maybe that does bode well for them, the fact that 3 of those 4 games are on the road. Because if you're not going to win them anyways, you might as well play those games on the road. But we're counting those games all as losses. And then I think they're going to be about a touchdown underdog against Auburn, Oregon State, Washington State, and UCLA. Maybe more, honestly, in maybe all of these games. So, all of these might wind up being in the orange. And if that's the case, you're already looking at the best case scenario, 4-8. If these games wind up being games that Cal cannot win. But, I'm going to go conservative and say they'll only be about a 7 or 8 point underdog in these games. Oregon State, Washington State, Auburn, all of those games are at home, so maybe that gives them a chance. UCLA is on the road. So I'll say the spreads will be 6 or 7 points for the home games, maybe 8 or 9 for the game against UCLA. But like I said, that could be being generous. But I like to go conservative when we do these projections. We'll do the predictions later, and we'll get into these games and actually make predictions. Maybe Cal is not as bad as we expect them to be. Maybe they make some improvements this offseason. So, again, going conservative here, but when you do the projection, you count the games in orange as losses. You count North Texas and Idaho as wins, and that comes out to 4-8. So a 4-8 record for Cal, same as last year. Again, you're looking at right out of the gate going 2-4 in those 6 games, and then out of the other games, Auburn, Arizona State, Oregon State, Washington State, Stanford, and UCLA. Out of those 6 games, maybe they pull off a couple of wins, and that gets you to 4-8. So it looks like with this schedule, it's going to be really tough for Cal to go to a bowl game this year. Their projection, 4-8 for this upcoming 2023 season.